The corporations have not yet won.
Community still exists in small tucked-away areas not often talked about.
Artists and businesses beginning to thrive in places thought to be defeated.
Dave, I like to call him David Francis.
And I, Tom Maslowski,
are here to give you a glimpse of what's going down in downtown J-Town.
We're going to be interviewing all of our favorite musicians,
Artists and business owners
that give every ounce of themselves into what they do.
We are back at Third City Sound above Chicago Street Pub, our favorite music venue. We have with us today a very special, interesting guest. Ron Romero is going to be here talking with us today. How's it going, Ron?
Doing good. How are you doing today?
We're going to be talking a little bit about, do you want to, Dave?
Yeah. Oh. I was just putting headphones on to listen to make sure everything is sounding good. Yeah, what's up? What's going on? Hi.
We just woke up Dave
Hey, guys.
way earlier than he's used to being up. We really appreciate that, buddy.
It's my pleasure.
It is about 1 o'clock now, so it is kind of early.
Yeah, it's musician morning.
PM.
Yeah.
The life of an audio engineer.
Right.
So now, Ron, I'm going to butcher the name of it because I'm kind of a space case. But you are opening, or you're looking to open, a Illinois rock and roll historic museum in downtown Joliet.
That's it. It's Route 66, the road to rock.org.
Oh, nice.
That's the name of it. So we're kind of encompassing a little bit of the Route 66 vibe of what we're doing, but specifically anybody that has ties to do with Illinois, musicians that have made records and done well, and bands that have done well. The gist of it is we want to honor those people that we like, that give us so much music. And we want to honor people that across genres and across decades and decades of music. And it'll be the only place in Illinois that'll have this.
Very cool.
Yeah, and you were saying...
It's not known, this area is not known for its music scene, but there is still a music scene. Especially
we have to
with
make it
studio
known.
stuff. But I mean, there's plenty of live music, and there's big, amphitheaters around here, bands come through and stuff.
This is like how can you say it? Like the hidden Branson, Missouri, or something
right.
with a lot of entertainment. I mean, if you think about, obviously, the Rialto, the Bicentennial Park, the Forge, the stuff that happens at Juliet's, without a doubt, the stuff that happens at Chicago Street Pub. There's a lot of music. There's a lot of things happening here. And with the new things that are coming to Joliet, I think we really got a cool chance to bring people here and let them experience the music that we have to offer here.
Yeah, I mean, and we were just talking earlier about how many of the bands that me and Dave and I and the people around here think of as a staple that you never even heard of, Chicago Farmer. And that's horrible on us for not doing enough to make that known. That's kind of goofy. And of course, that's the whole point of this show, is to start letting people know that there is something down here, and it's really good. It's high quality. It's not just my buddy plays guitar, he's really good. It's actually high quality
Hop
stuff.
String Fest is not happening this year, but it's a full day of all local bands. Thousands of people would come out. There definitely is a scene, but I feel like the iron is heating up.
Yeah,
and it's time to strike. And if we're part of the flame that heats up the iron, then that's
the fact that you want Ron to open a museum like that, and the fact that you found us to do this is really great. That all these things are coming together. I mean, everyone's kind of on the same page. Everyone is tired of kind of sitting around, and it's
like backroom discussions or like bar patio discussions that's kind of being brought to the forefront, because we talk about it all the time amongst ourselves.
Yeah, we got past the drunken triumph stage, right?
There you go. Yeah, it's funny because doing the research for this, talking to people, you guys have a following, and some of my connections listen to you guys all the time, and it's like I wasn't aware of what was going on here. And now that I'm connected and here with you guys, it's like, oh, how cool is it to find other people with a like mind to promote music and to do this stuff. And, maybe we haven't known each other for years, but we connected now.
Yeah.
And that's kind of a good thing because we all have that same vibe that that we share.
Yeah, and let's face it, it's good reassurance to know that it's not just a pipe dream or just some kind of like, oh, we're going to do this. And, you always hear the people that talk and talk and talk and nothing ever gets done. And quite frankly, I feel like one of those people a lot of times.
Don't we all,
You know?
actually?
I'm sure
Yeah.
Triz does too. I mean, look how poorly that first Rialto show went with like people not taking it seriously.
Right.
And then all of a sudden, all these people show up, and there's the third one's tonight. And hopefully, if they turn out
Oh,
good
the
enough, it's
local
gonna keep
music,
going.
yeah.
the
Yeah.
local music Mondays at the Rialto.
Especially since the second one, they kicked it up a notch. They had the pro
Yeah.
sound crew out there. Everything was the way it was supposed to be, and all the bands enjoyed themselves up on stage. The audience liked it. I think there was a stronger turnout, and I know why people they want to see real music, but I think what really inspired me to want to do this show is that there is real
This is
music
real
down
music.
here. It's stuff that we care about so much that even as peers, instead of feeling threatened by all this talent, it's helped us to grow and improve. And I don't know. I think it's almost like the frosting, the icing on the cake, that you're going to open this museum kind of ode to all Illinois music. And I think it's great that you didn't want to. I mean, you spoke on the phone. You didn't want to disclude hip hop or rap or metal or
Absolutely
funk or
not.
punk.
We want to appeal to a mass audience, and we want to unite everybody and say, this is our music, this is everything.
Right.
So, we're going back into some jazz, into some blues, into some older music, 50s and 60s music, and 70s and contemporary stuff that's out there, pop music and even gospel music. My vision of this was to kind of cross all those lines, because that no matter what race, religion, beliefs you have, somehow we all meet, at the crossroads of music.
Yeah.
You learn to enjoy that stuff. And you listen to the music, it brings you back to that time. It takes you away from, your troubles. It's something you listen to and you love. And that's kind of what I want this to become.
Yeah, it's funny too. I don't know if everyone experiences this or not, but I know as kids, a lot of times everyone is they listen to one kind of music. You're not supposed to veer from those kinds of, I listen to this kind and that's it. And my uncle would always have all kinds of different records. We kind of came together on metal and rock. And I'm like, why do you have like Phil Collins or what?
Yeah.
He's like, dude, this is good stuff. He's like, when you get older,
You'll appreciate it.
Yeah, I'm like, what do you mean?
That's very true.
Right.
And I didn't get what he meant. But, we all know now, obviously, you experienced life and different flavors are becoming more appealing because of all the things you've experienced. But usually still, you find that people tend to sway this way or that way. It's not
That's
super
true.
common that one person may have in their iPod Beethoven, Snoop Dogg, Meshuggah, Cannibal Corpse, all
over the place.
Miles Davis.
Maybe
Yeah,
two.
that's the best. I'm glad that's
Yeah, it's funny.
More common.
You always wonder what's on somebody's iPod, right?
You literally just named off like my old workout. It was Meshuggah, Cannibal Corpse, and like classical
Snoop
mix.
Dogg. Yeah.
There you go.
the
That'll
cool
get you
down section.
motivated.
Yeah, it does. And so how did you, because I know, this wasn't always your sole job. You, I know that you're a musician, you're a bass player yourself, you run a sound company. Now you're taking on this giant, it's a giant undertaking to open your own museum and go through all the red tape. That's a lot of
Been
crazy
through a few
stuff.
things, but passion has always been music. In school, I was in every chorus and choir and band and jazz band and marching band and yada, yada. I played in rock bands in junior high and high school. And as I got older, we started taking it a little more serious. About nearly 10 years ago, I took it as a full-time job.
Wow.
Nice.
And that was one of those things. I was working downtown Chicago, and the boss says, "You came in late again." And I hadn't been traveling for like 2 hours and stuck in traffic. And the boss says, "You got to come in tomorrow. You got to make up time, and we're going to take away some of your vacation time." And I looked at him and I said, "You know what? I think it's time to turn in my resignation." And as soon as I said it, I went, "Oh my God, what did I just say?"
Yeah.
I'm leaving security. I'm leaving insurance. I'm leaving all this stuff.
Right.
And I took it on head on and just started booking. We were booking 6 and 7 days a week, literally,
Wow.
for the longest time.
Nice.
And then I had the part-time sound company, and that took over. And that's going very well. It's grown a lot of painful growth in the last couple of years because it's happened so quickly. So, but I enjoy it. I'm still right where I need to be.
Right.
As a kid with my dad, I used to say, I want to study music and I want to go to school. I wanted to go to Vandercook College of Music. And he said, no, you don't. You want to study law. So, I gave it a crack, and I think I made it about a semester or two and said, I don't think law is for me.
Right.
So what were you doing downtown then?
Downtown. Oh, when I worked downtown, I actually was working for the largest legal firm down there as support services for what was their AV department, so to speak. But it's not like AV, like I'm pushing a cart kind of thing. Yeah. This was a cool place that had rooms that we'd connect to their other offices in Shanghai and Germany and California. And it was kind of, they used to call it the bridge where I worked because it was like Star Trek, where you were on there and you see all these screens and stuff.
Yeah, hell yeah.
And we'd connect the different rooms together so that they can communicate and do things. And they were representing companies like BP and Apple. And so they were no slackers. It was a big company. But, traveling like that to downtown Chicago. And the funny thing was, I was traveling at the time. I lived in Minooka, and I was traveling by car every single day because out of a 5-day work week, probably 3 or 4, I was playing a gig that night.
Oh, jeez, Louise.
So, and true story, they had, the floor that we were on was the conference floor, and they had the best washrooms anywhere. The walls went all the way up into all the stalls. There were huge stalls. And I'd call my wife, and I'd go, I got to take 20 minutes, man. Call me in 20 minutes and wake me up. I got to play tonight. So I'd take my 20-minute break, and I'd just like chill out in the bathroom.
Fall asleep.
Fall asleep, and then she'd wake me up. I'd finish the day of work. I'd jump in my car, go to the gig, play, and get up the next day and be at work at 8 o'clock or whatever it was.
Well, no wonder you quit your job.
Yeah, I had to.
Yeah.
It was killing me.
That's mad.
But when you want to talk about passion for what you do, I wouldn't give up music through any of that.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I did a similar thing. I was always in between jobs. I always just wanted to play music, and I was very narrow-minded, so I wasn't getting a lot of work at all. And I worked at the Chicago Mercantile Exchange just to have a job. I was a runner, for crying out loud. And that did not last long. It was maybe 2 years. And I quit on my lunch break one day. I'm like, John, I'm going to lunch. I'm never coming back. He's like, all right, man, cool. Hang up your coat before you go. I'm like, I will. He called me the next morning. He's like, dude, I thought you were kidding. Like, no, I'm not kidding. He's like, okay, well, cool. They're going to call you and be mad about your vacation time. They're going to call you 3 times and they'll leave you alone. I'm like,
okay.
All right, thanks, man. He's like, if you want references, let me know. I'm like,
yeah.
Okay.
That's wild, huh?
Like, okay, thanks. So, yeah.
So we quit and we follow our passions for music.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what brought me to the museum. Long story short was, of course, like many people, we've gone to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in Cleveland. We went to Rick Nielsen from Cheap Trick, had a beautiful museum at the Burpee Museum in Rockford.
Now, P.S., another side note, do you know that his son is a regular musician?
Not Dax. What's his other son? Not
Miles
Dax.
Nielsen.
Miles.
In the Rusted Hearts.
Yes.
But they've played at Hop String Fest a number of times.
Yes.
They played downstairs at the pub a number of times.
It's fantastic.
Yeah, they're great. I don't know if you've ever seen those guys.
Yeah,
play.
absolutely. Absolutely.
So anyhow, sorry.
No, I was just, huge Cheap Trick fan. So we went up there.
You dropped something, Tom.
Uh-oh.
I'm going to pick that name up off the floor.
Name dropping.
Uh-oh.
just connecting people together.
It's called networking. Right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So, we went there. We went to the other one that really turned my head was Nashville, going to Nashville. And my wife and I went on vacation, and the first place we went to was like the Johnny Cash Museum, and it was like $30 to get in there. And then we went to the next one, it was $30 to get in there. And finally somebody says, hey, why don't you buy, I'm not sure what they're called, but they were lanyard, and they had tickets in them, like backstage passes kind of things. So for $75, we get to go to like 5 museums, and we get to go get a discount at a burger here and go to free here and that kind of stuff. Oh. So wheels start turning, and I thought, man, the things that are going on downtown Joliet, what a beautiful way to connect the Joliet Historical Museum, the Rialto, go have a burger at the Chicago Street Pub, go catch another band at the Forge. There is a lot of stuff to do here,
right.
But people don't know that yet.
Pinball arcade.
Yeah, the pinball arcade, the stuff that's coming in here. There's going to be, I predict, probably not too far off here, but I think there'll be something for everybody here in Joliet. Yeah. It'll be kids, it'll be adults, it'll be the younger crowd, it'll be the older crowd. But there's going to be things to do.
I wonder if everybody just has a bad taste in their mouth because the only time anybody goes downtown is to go to court.
Yeah, right.
You know what? Yeah, right. Well, you know what? This was a thriving area at one time.
Yeah.
It was a successful, thriving area. And then economics takes its toll on things. There was a huge economic crunch back in the 1980s. Again, in 2008, they were making plans to do things down here, and it just didn't come to fruition.
Yeah.
And now it's like you see the plans that are going on, and one of the things that I learned when we were looking for a building for our museum is I see all these buildings that were vacant down here.
Oh,
and I
so
start
many.
going to them and start making contact with people. And people are like, oh, well, we just signed somebody that's coming in here now. And, oh, we got another business here. We just sold our building. And I'm kind of getting disheartened because it's like, I'm looking for a place and all these places are gone. But then I realize there's a lot happening here. It's turning around.
Yeah.
So I think we're coming in at a good time.
Yes.
Yeah.
There's going to be a lot of opportunity, not only for us, but for other things, for other people here. And I hope that, my thought is we're not coming here to put a museum in, but we're coming to be part of the synergy that's happening here in Joliet.
Yeah.
So we want to be a part of everybody that's happening here, the Rialto and the Forge and the Chicago Street and the new clubs coming in.
Yeah. And it's great that, man, it really does make me feel good that I didn't really know you until doing this show, and to think that you have, everything you're saying, I've been jumping up and down for years. Like, let's do this. And now I think all the businesses that have been coming in are not only high quality, but they're friendly.
Yep.
They're cool with each other. They want to work with each other. The Chicago Pinball Arcade was talking about, hey, we want to do this thing. We want to, if you eat downtown, you can come to our pinball arcade and we'll give you a $4 discount, which is already, it's already cheap
to go there.
It's already
affordable.
Yeah. $15 to play as many games as you want. Come on, let's face it. Nowadays, if you see a pinball machine in an arcade or at a bar, it's $1 a play.
Oh, it's like $2 a play.
Yeah.
Sometimes,
maybe $3.
So $15, you get to come in, you get to do anything you want.
And you can come and go as you
games
please. You can come and play, go eat, see a show in between the acts, go back and play. You can walk around all day. They open at like 10 or 11 or something like that on the weekends in the morning.
So we talked a little bit about the arcade too, because they're looking at expanding into the building back on Cass, 9 West Cass, I think it was.
And they want to have a stage in there.
Well, that's the other thing. We went and looked at that building too. And the gentleman that owns that building was telling me what they're bringing in. And I'm like, oh man, this is going to attract families and it's going to bring people in.
Yeah.
Like, that's what we want to be a part of.
Yeah.
We want to, first of all, we're going to be the only museum in Illinois for Illinois musicians. Nashville, when we're in Nashville, the museums that are down there, they honor each other, they respect each other, they help each other.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what I was drawing from, is to, that mutual admiration and respect.
Sense of community.
Community.
Yeah. And why, and I don't want it to be, and it's not deceiving by the name of Road to Rock, because it's not all about rock.
Right.
There's everything in there. And that's by design. We want everybody to be included in this.
Well, 66 runs through here, right? Isn't
Yeah, right.
Yeah, that's
right down Cass.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
That's the deal.
And we got involved with some of the tourism bureaus with Route 66 now. They're going to have an event that's coming up in October called the Miles of Possibility. Miles of Possibilities, I should say. That is going to bring everybody in Route 66 together and teach them a little bit about marketing and working together and help each other.
Yeah.
And that's how we're going to survive.
Yes.
We're not going to survive just thinking of ourselves or,
That's done.
got to work together.
That's played out. It didn't work.
Yep.
And in the state everything is in right now, we need a change.
We need a change.
We need a change.
I agree. I can't disagree with that.
And if
we need to find some common ground. We need to find something. There's so much. We're taught so much hate. We're taught not to like this person or that group or that political this or that.
Sure.
Music.
Right.
Tell me who doesn't like music.
Yeah, combine.
Somebody's going to find some genre, some music.
Yeah.
And what a great way to learn how to accept different people. You don't have to agree. No one's saying that you have to change your way of life or stop believing what you believe in, but you really need to allow someone else to live their life too.
There's beauty in diversity.
Yes.
You really have to embrace it, because just because we don't know about a background or don't know about, somebody's upbringing doesn't mean they're bad people.
Right.
So let's find that common ground, be it music and
food.
Beer. There you go.
I sure like all kinds of food from all kinds of different countries. No prejudices there,
I'm
buddy.
not known to turn any food down, so I'm good. Yeah.
Except like Oscar Mayer.
Yeah.
I'll probably turn
anchovies
down
maybe. Other than that.
Depending on where the anchovies are sourced from. No.
Yeah, right.
I love a good sardine and mustard. Yes.
There you go.
So have you been having good luck with
Wow. So this has been in the works for over a year, about a year and a half. And there's a lot to do. We have to form a corporation. We have to get the non-for-profit organization off the ground. We have to have a board of directors. We have a fantastic board of directors now, made up a lot of business people and local people here in Joliet and surrounding areas that are helping us. And I have to mention their names if that's okay.
Yeah,
with you.
absolutely.
Yeah, we're actually supportive of name dropping. It's just
Dave,
So we got
tease.
the Rick Nielsen's son again? No, I'm just kidding. So we've got Rich Fredrickson, who is part of the downtown development here. He was on that board for a while, and I think he's now as a consultant with them. So important part, you can see how that would play. Lita Pavnika Finney, who works for Northern Insurance and does her marketing and stuff. So she's one of our community liaisons. Jeff Thompson is the owner of Northern Insurance. And side note is he's one of the guys that's got Rib Fest in Naperville off the ground.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it's a small fest, right?
Yeah,
He did okay.
A neighborhood thing.
Yeah. So John Simpson is a part owner, a partner, I should say, with Frank Burla and Sons. Huge into music.
Yeah. He's a
Bicentennial Park
organizers,
too, right?
Yes.
Nolan North.
Yeah,
He's a great-
absolutely.
Man, that guy is so down to earth. He comes to all the shows.
Yeah.
We had a show in Blue Island Beer Company, by the way. If you haven't had their beer, drink it. It's awesome. It's not Joliet.
Did that hit the floor too just
Yeah.
now?
They are great buddies.
That's more of a plug.
That's all right.
But we
It's all
did
good.
a show out there, a backlit concert series where we're just trying to do like another musician introduction to the audience. They tell their stories about the song and play some songs.
Sure.
But he was out at that. He was one of 15 people that came all the way out to that.
He's into music. I had no idea. The funny thing was somebody recommended you got to get this guy on your board. He's going to be instrumental, and no pun intended. He's going to be instrumental in making you guys happen,
Yeah.
And I said, well, let me reach out to him. And, what year it is now, everybody goes on to Facebook or social media and see if you can find that guy. I'm already friends with him.
Yeah.
How about that?
Yeah, right.
So
yeah.
it's like, oh, yeah, I remember this guy because he's made comments about us playing in the band. And, I've seen him go out and make comments of other bands. So
Sure.
that's the kind of people we want on. Heather Bayek, who is the curator at the Joliet Museum,
Oh,
Nice.
has a musical background, but certainly the experience with museums.
Yeah.
Michael Stubler is the financial manager at the New Lenox Library.
Oh, awesome.
So, he'll be our finance man for us as well. Ashley Middleton is part of the media services. And in fact, the one who introduced me to you guys here.
Yeah, I just reached out to her to help me get this show to more, a wider variety of mediums and stuff like that.
She's really good at marketing. She's really good at graphics. She's really good at the social media stuff. So that's why, I have to mention my wife, Patty, who's also on the board.
Patty!
So she's the vice president in charge of the president. So that's her job. No, actually, she works for a non-for-profit organization out of Chicago right now. That's safety for construction workers.
Oh, nice.
So she has a lot of experience with grant writing and things like that. And I can get her labor cheap. So
Right.
that's how that works out.
You're half off.
Yeah, right. And then we got a new guy by the name of Carl Maurer, who is he started on the board with the Blues Museum down in Memphis.
Oh, wow.
So he's just joining us as well.
Very cool.
He's just coming out. And then the last good buddy of mine, Skip Grip Harris, you may or may not have heard the name. If you remember the movie Major League,
Oh,
Yeah.
he was the guy in the booth
Donnie?
with Bob Uecker.
Oh,
He was
man.
the
my gosh,
he was the colorman.
Yeah,
that was on there.
I
He
heard
didn't say
was-
much.
I heard he's from around
So
here.
yeah, he's from Joliet. The cool background on him is he played with a band called New Colony 6. He was one of the guys that took over after one of the original members left, and then he went on to tour with Olivia Newton-John.
Oh, wow.
Her guitar player too.
Wow.
Didn't they just come to the Rialto, or did she cancel? I don't remember.
She's unfortunately she was stricken with cancer.
Oh.
And they just released that. So we're wishing her the best. I think they're going to try to reschedule for later in the year, and she's a trooper. So hope all goes well with that.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's our group that's involved with this. And
It's a hell of a group.
yeah, I think that was the main thing was when you
covered all
sit
the
down and look at the
needs.
board, when you look at each person what they bring to the table.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
guys aren't kidding around. This is
No,
not
no,
like
it's serious.
And then
Weird.
you also
rare on this show, but yes, this.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. And then
I'll cut out the seriousness.
Yeah, right. And you're also in charge of a pretty large sound company, Stage Right. It's not
Yeah.
like large
Fairly
and in
large.
charge.
I'm gonna
Large
hit
and
the
in
chimes.
charge.
I'm gonna hit the chimes after this question.
Yeah, this is Stage Right is a company that started out doing corporate gigs, more talking heads, like keynote speakers and stuff.
Oh,
and
sure.
then we became more fests and more bands and doing that kind of stuff. So we do the production, the sound and lighting for those things.
Yeah, I wanted you to mention that just because there's always going to be an enormous need for
That's a good
sound
name to drop.
companies. Yeah.
And I appreciate it.
Yeah, sure. And those are the chimes signaling the end of the interview portion of our, interview.
You said it before I hit the button, but you get the point.
Yeah. You're not using headphones today, so we're kind of just winging it there on that. Custom sound effects there, folks. Well, man, that was a lot of fun. Ron, I was very excited to have you up here today. I'm really pumped about this museum. I think it's going to do a lot of cool things. I kind of want to see it. So hopefully you're done soon because I want to see this thing.
Yeah,
if you
hopefully.
need,
we're
like, you
shooting
know,
for springtime maybe.
A podcast for it or anything, if directors of internet talking.
Yeah. We do it so well.
No,
Dave?
we're all about it though. That's so cool.
Thank you
Yeah.
very much for having me. I mean, you guys got a cool thing here. It's kind of a second level underground kind of thing going on
Yeah.
here. But you guys are really pushing something that people are passionate for, and we really need the services that you're providing here too. So thank you
I
for
hope
what you
so.
do.
Yeah, no problem. I appreciate it. Appreciate you mentioning that. And I think a lot of the festivals we've been going to is kind of a testament to all that being, I mean, most of the festivals are doubling in size now. New Orleans North was incredibly huge. The Star Wars Day was
Wow.
a big hit. I mean, that was crazy. I
Yeah.
did not expect that to be that busy. And it was a lot of fun.
Shoe
So
Fest
you
is
see-
growing every year. Down the farm is getting bigger.
Yeah.
You see what people are coming in and they're doing here in Joliet now, and there's more to do. And the locals need to know that.
Yes.
You know, and we're letting the people outside of Joliet know that too. And they're coming, they're traveling to come see what's going on here.
Yeah, we should.
Some good things happening in downtown Joliet.
Yeah, we got to keep it rolling here.
Yeah.
Dave.
That was
What?
like the perfect way to end it right there.
I know. Well, you always yell at me for not doing the propers. So I want to thank you, of course,
That's
for
true, you
always
should do the
coming
propers.
and doing this for
You are welcome.
the
It's my
kindness
pleasure.
of your heart. Because I only pay Dave in food.
Right.
He does this for virtually no money at all.
Good kick.
Virtually no money.
Hey, the food cost a few bucks, man.
You
And
can
of
buy
course,
me with food.
the way to every man's heart or pocketbook. And we also would like to thank Bill Aldrich for always letting us use his facility to do this show week
And
after week.
eating my Reese's cookie from G's.
Oh, man. You got busted out. Busted out. I'm going to
No, I
post
gave
that.
it to him, but I just want to give G's a little shout out because their Reese's cookie is pretty fantastic.
And so is their Metropolis coffee. And also, of course, Mike and Kathy Trisna for facilitating this whole madness of music and crazy people. We appreciate it. Ron, thanks once again for coming up. And this has been What's Going Down in Downtown J-Town.